So in this video, we're going to be talking about objects and about how objects are the crux of everything defined in the Ruby language. So Ruby as a programming language is what is known as an object-based programming language, which means that Ruby gives you these objects from that you can then manipulate and perform different functionality on to solve business problems and write your programs. Now Ruby is what is known as a class-based object-oriented programming language. So the objects are derived from the class that the object is a part of. And then depending on the class that the object is a part of, there's different functionality that you can use to manipulate that object. So like if you had a string, you could perform different functionality on that string than you could if you had an integer. So let me show you a little bit about what I mean. If we hop into IRB and we return a string of cup. This is a string object. So that is at its most specific, it's a string object. So it's a string, it's also an object, but most specifically, it is a string object. And how do we tell what type of object something is? Well, we had already touched on that a little bit in some other videos, and you might already have an idea based on that. So if we press the up arrow on our keyboards, get cup back and type .class, what we're doing is calling the class method on this object of cup. And we press return, this should tell us, this method here should tell us that this string cup is a part of the string class. Great. So then if we have an integer 4 and we call .class on it, it should tell us that it's a part of the fixnum class. And it's a fixnum. And like I said, there's different functionality that you can perform based on what class the object is a part of. So one of the ways you can tell what type of functionality you can perform on an object is by calling the methods method. I think it's ends in an S. Yeah. So this returns us all of the different methods that we can call on this object here. And the reason that we get these methods as opposed to other methods is because it's strictly an integer class. So these are going to be different from what you could perform on the string cup. So if we go back up, type methods, you can see that if you look through these, that they're going to vary. And you can see that the string has a few more methods that you can call on it and use to manipulate the data. So we're going to touch a little bit more on objects in the next video, but this is a good start, a good overview for you guys.